It's been another massive week in the world of Microsoft Flight Simulator. We have a bunch of new releases this week, including this week's Sim news update and a mystery world update. We've got all that covered, including this week's latest announcements, release news, so let's jump into the video. Welcome to another Microsoft Flight Simulator update video. This is where we take a look at all the Flight Simulator news and development in one weekly video. Before we jump into this week's video, I want to say a big thank you to the Flight Sim community out there for just checking in and making sure that we're okay. We haven't been doing any Flight Sim streams or making any video content as we've been pretty sick the last couple of weeks. So a big thank you to everybody reaching out and making sure we are okay. But we're back in the news this week, and again, I want to say a big thank you to all the subscribers out there. If you are part of the 73% of people that aren't subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Now let's get into the video. Kicking off this week's previews and announcements, and the first one goes to the team over at AU Scenes. This week released some screenshots of their next development project, which is Hamilton Island Airport. The team aims to release this with a bundle package of their recent release of Reef World package, or you'd be able to pick it up by itself anyway. At this stage, the team is currently working on the terminals of the Hamilton Island Airport, and knowing from their past products, we should expect to see this to be a very high detailed airport. No details on release or ETA at this stage, but we'll keep you posted as always. Aerosoft this week shared some update screenshots of their third project for Microsoft Flight Simulator. After their successful release of the CRJ and the Twin Otter, the team are hard at work working on the Airbus A330. The team did mention that the 3D cockpit work is nearly complete now, and the team is adding weathering textures to that. Note that a real update other than the team, but they did share a bunch of new extra screenshots, including internal and external. We'll keep you posted throughout the development, because this is going to be a big one for the sim of the Aerosoft A330. In some PMDG 737 news this week, the team mentioned that the 737-600 variant is running about a week to a week and a half behind its delivery date that is expected. This was due to the overwhelming success of the 700 variant, which contributed some work behind the scenes. The team did mention this would not hold any planned time release for the most anticipated version of the fleet, which is the 800, and the team continues to be very, very tight-lipped around the planned EFB. This may have to do with something. There's a lot of competition when it comes to EFBs. PMDGs want to be a good one. Anyways, what will include, we have no idea at this stage, but of course we're going to keep you posted. Moving on to this week's releases, and we've got a stack of them. Kicking the first one is FS Realistic Pro. FS Realistic Pro is an immersion package for Microsoft Flight Simulator that aims to bring realistic effects to GA aircraft, jets, turboprops, gliders, and more. There's 34 cameras and many sound effects that enhance the flying experience. Some of the effects that you will see included in the package is engine vibration, stall buffets, reverse thrust, ground rolls, breathing, gear drag, engine start, stick shaker, flap drag, a landing crash, and landing collapse if you do a good landing. This is just really scratching the surface of what this effect package includes. I used to use it in X-Plane 11, and now it's moved across, which is very exciting to see, to Microsoft Flight Simulator. FS Realistic Pro is now compatible with VR head tracking device, and also if you use the butt kicker, it will work with that. You can pick up your copy of FS Realistic Pro directly from the SimMarket store. Again, as always, we'll leave a link in the description below. Moving on to the next release, and I'm a few days behind this one. This one was released while I was off not making content, and I still think it was worth mentioning because it's something different and unique, and it's from the team over at SoFly with their new release of Storm for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Storm makes use of the Sim's weather engine and creates historical weather conditions ranging from hurricanes and some of the most famous storms we have seen over the years around the world. Storm brings pilots, challenges some of the most extreme weather conditions around the globe, and reacts them in a the actual real world position. Storm includes a variety of missions in different formats, which are designed to be educational and exciting. The package includes 10 landing challenges, 2 discovery flights, 10 educational missions, which are story driven, and have a few extra things in there, which is pretty cool. You can pick up your copy of SoFly Storms directly from the website. I'll leave a link in the description below. This week, the team over at SimWings released their latest project, which is Anchorage Ted Stevens International Airport. Anchorage serves around about 5 million passengers a year, and it's a major hub for the globe when it comes to a cargo hub, making it in the top 5 list of busiest airports when it comes to cargo traffic. SimWings' team appears to recreate a highly detailed version of the airport with features including highly detailed terminals with high-resolution textures, custom jetways with correct number variations, high amount of ground clutter, up-to-date runway taxis and apron and stand layouts, custom accurate taxis and signage, custom aerial imaging, accurate terrain elevation and runway profiles, and includes a scenery of Lake Hood, which is the float plane base, which is pretty cool. You can pick up your copy of SimWings Anchorage directly from the Aerosoft online store. I'll leave a link in the description below. Moving on to some aircraft releases for the week. This one goes to the team over at Black Square, releasing their Velocity XL. The Velocity XL is a home-built, high-performance, single-engine aircraft with canard design wings. Nearly 1,000 of these aircraft have been assembled around the globe by many people, taking around about 2,000 for each aircraft. The Velocity cruises around about 24,000 feet at speeds at 400 miles per hour. Some of the features include 6 liveries, 4K textures with PBR, very detailed cabin and cockpit. Every knob, switch, button is interactive, and the cockpit includes an electrical circuit, engines and exhaust vibration, and the tailpipe will glow actually with the turbine inlet temperature, so it will glow at the correct temperature to what that's doing. Features of this release is pretty extensive. I've only just mentioned a few. You can pick up your copy of the Black Square Velocity XL directly from the Just Flight site, and I'll leave a link in the description as always. In another quick aircraft release this week, this one is from the team over at Flight Replicas with the L4 Grasshopper. We actually mentioned this in an announcement probably about a month back now, but Flight Replica is known for their military aircraft within FSX and prepared 3D sims. This is their first release for Microsoft Flight Simulator. The L4 comes with 3 variants of the L4, including a float plane version, and the L4 is basically based on the Piper J3 Cub, and the L4 is really the military version of that. You can pick up your copy of the L4 Grasshopper directly from Flight Replicas store. I'll leave a link in the description below. Apex Gaming PCs and the Oz Flight Simmer channel have partnered up to create a range of gaming flight simmer PCs tailored to flight simulation pilots in mind. The private pilot and the commercial pilot range has been designed to provide a great frame rates if you are on a budget, or if you're an experienced simmer and want to take your simming to the next level. You can even customize to suit your virtual pilot needs. Links in the description below if you want to check out the new range of Oz Flight Simmer PCs, the private pilot and the commercial pilot. Moving on to this week's sim update news, the team over at Microsoft Flight Simulator addressed they are hard at work and they're pushing back Sim Update 10 from July to August. The team mentioned they are hard at work fixing some of the features they plan to roll out in this sim, and they're saying that people have been asking for these updates for a long time now, pretty much some of them even since the sim was launched, and they want to get it just right. So some of the features we are expecting to see in this update is cloud layer improvements, a bunch of fixes to bush trips, DLSS tuning, the YSAM support for Xbox, which is a massive one, and it's stopping some aircraft being used in the console world, so hopefully this gets fixed, and many other bug fixes. So that's been moved back to August, but there also is a mystery world update. It's not really a mystery, they're just not telling us where it's going to be, and unfortunately they were going to do some announcement over at E3, and I think this world update was part of it, and E3 is being cancelled. So maybe we'll see some information very soon, considering it's going to be released next week. Let us know in the comments where you think this world update will be. I would love to hear about it. This week we've seen 7 new airports released in stores around the globe, 4 new aircraft and 7 new scenery packs and no emission packs. On the market side of things, we're seeing 32 new products. 17 of these are on PC and 15 of these are on Xbox. A couple of worth mentioning is the Black Box Trislander that is available, also the Sim Skunkworks 104G, and Flightbeam's Wellington Airport's another one worth mentioning. It is good to be back, and if you got this far in the video, you guys are the true Oz Flight Simmers, and it's much appreciated. Thank you very much again for everybody for all the heartfelt comments, to just checking in to see if we're okay. It is much appreciated. Also, if this is the first time you're watching these videos and you're part of the 73% of people that aren't subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, I should say. It's free, it doesn't cost anything, and it is much appreciated. We're going to leave you with another Microsoft Flight Simulator update video. Why don't you check that one out, and we will see you over there.